The text came at exactly 8:03 p.m. Don't bother showing up tonight. I stared at it, heart hammering, because it was from the one person I thought would always have my back, my wife. I shouldn't have gone. But something inside me, pride, curiosity, maybe a foolish hope, pushed me out the door and into my sister's birthday chaos. The house smelled of cake, balloons, and perfume. Laughter echoed in the hall, but it wasn't mine to join. My parents had seated me next to the gift table, like some unpaid helper tasked with handing out presents and clearing plates. I tried to smile, tried to joke with cousins and family friends, but every laugh felt hollow, a sharp reminder of the way I was being pushed aside. My sister sat in the center, radiant, adored, while I was invisible, a ghost hovering by wrapped boxes and half-empty glasses. I caught my mother's gaze once, hoping for a reassuring smile. Nothing. Just a brief flicker, a shadow of irritation, before she looked away. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I had overreacted at work last week. Maybe I hadn't been attentive enough at home. But then the small things started piling up. My wife's phone buzzed constantly, always when I wasn't around. She'd step away with excuses, whispering behind closed doors, just long enough for me to hear fragments of laughter that weren't mine. I remember one moment clearly. I leaned over the counter to grab some napkins and saw a message flash on her screen from a name I didn't recognize. Just a few words. Can't wait to see you later. I froze, telling myself I was reading too much into it. I wanted to trust her. I needed to trust her. But my gut screamed otherwise. By the time the cake came out, I was exhausted from holding in questions I didn't want to ask, from swallowing suspicion that was eating at me like acid. My sister opened her gifts, everyone cheered, and I handed the last one over, my hands shaking slightly. When I finally sat down, my wife leaned in with a casual smile and whispered, "Don't worry about your family tonight. Just relax." But it wasn't relaxation. It was tension. It was dread. And by the time she excused herself to help with something upstairs, I followed, finally confronting the truth I had been ignoring. Her phone lit up again. I saw the name, the same unknown contact. My chest tightened. I grabbed the phone gently, not screaming, not shouting, just needing to know. The messages spilled out. Dates, meetings, photos. Proof I had buried beneath my own hope. Evidence that shattered the life I thought I knew. I didn't yell. I couldn't. My body trembled, my mind raced, but I stayed calm outwardly. My horror was silent, suffocating. "Why?" was all I could manage. She looked at me like I had just accused her of the sun setting too late. It just happened. "I didn't mean for it to," she said, voice trembling, eyes avoiding mine. Her excuses were soft, almost believable, but every word landed like stones in my chest. I left her there, in the room filled with balloons and laughter, walked back to the gift table where I had felt invisible. And for the first time, I truly understood what that seat meant. It was not just a chair. It was a place where I was sidelined, ignored, treated as less than. My parents never noticed, never cared. My wife had chosen someone else. And the sting wasn't just betrayal, it was abandonment. The drive home was silent. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly I could feel my knuckles crack. I replayed every memory, the casual touches, the whispered promises, the quiet nights that now felt like rehearsed lies. Every small moment I had cherished, every laugh I had shared, felt tainted. Weeks passed. Conversations were stiff, filled with things left unsaid. I had to rebuild not just my life, but my sense of self. The trust one had given freely was gone, replaced by a quiet strength I hadn't known I possessed. I found solace in small routines, in work, in friends who reminded me I wasn't invisible. One evening, months later, I sat alone and looked at my phone. I deleted her contact. Not in anger, not in revenge, but in acceptance. I realized I deserved more than whispers, half-truths, and a seat by the gift table. I deserved to be seen, to be loved fully. The house where my sister's laughter still echoed would never feel like home to me again. But I had reclaimed my own life, my own dignity. Pain lingered, yes, but it was no longer a chain. It was a lesson, a quiet reminder that betrayal could break you, but also teach you to stand stronger than ever before. I didn't have the family I wanted, or the wife I trusted, but I had myself. And sometimes, that's enough.